Hi guys, another day, another book video, and in this video is my 2024 TBR. I did a video like this last year, and at the end of last year I did a video of how many books did I read in my physical TBR, and it was really fun. So I was like, let's make this a tradition and let's do it again. So this is me doing it again. Hop right in with the first book, and the first book is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This has been described like Criminal Minds, but like with teenagers. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I am currently reading the third book in the Heritage Game series. One series is good, let's eat up another one. This book is like really popular, and I love the UK version of the book better than like the English version. And Sally Rooney is like really popular for like not using the quotation marks for like dialogue in the book, so I'm really interested to like read that and like see if I like it or not, you know. To go with normal people, I have Conversations with Friends, right? Conversation with Friends. So yeah, really pretty book. I love these, like a lot of the covers are really pretty. The next book I have is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas. I will be reading this book first when I start the Throne of Glass series. The Throne of Glass series. It's really popular, but like this book is like filled with a bunch of novellas about the Throne of Glass. Like it's kind of like a prequel, so I will be reading this first, and then I will start, like after I read this, I read the first book, Throne of Glass. Next book I have is I have this Barnes & Noble exclusive edition of The Picture of Dorian Gray. I really love the quote on the back, which if you watched my last book video, I read it, but I'll say it again. If it were I who was to always be, it's really weird reading like old English. I'll start over. If it were I who was to always young in the picture that was to grow old. Let me start over once again. If it were I who was to be always young in the picture that were to grow old, for that I would give everything. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. And like, look at the inside. Pretty. Next book I have, which is a popular one, is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And I love, which I also said in my last video, you should so go watch my last video, which was a book haul, and this was in it. But like I love when like authors put cute stuff on the hardcover book, and it's not just like the dust jacket that looks like that's the pretty. Hayden, thief, ordinary survivor, Kai, prince, elite enforcer. She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting, and he is the very thing that she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured they would find each other. Powerless. This cover is so pretty. The next book I have is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This one also has like cute it's great. What is this? I don't even know what it's called. Like a cute cover without the dust jacket. You can't tell me that's not cute, my darling. And the next book in my TBR is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. You've seen this cover before. You know what it is. You know. Enter the brutal and elite world of a war college for dragon riders. And I love when they have like a little map for the fantasy world. I've never read a book with a map for fantasy. I've never read like a really like hardcore fantasy book or series before. Like I've read Shatter Me, but that's not like hardcore fantasy. Like that's kind of like dystopian and not like magical. I mean, they had powers, but like it wasn't like a magical type of thing, you know. The next book we have is Dance of Thieves. This is kind of like just my book haul over again. These are the same books back to back. Anyway, brilliant fantasy with a boldly beating heart. Anyway, a formidable outlaw family that claims to be the first among nations. A son destined to lead, thrust suddenly into power. 3 fierce young women of the Rattan, the Queen's premier guard. A legendary street thief leading a mission determined to prove herself. A dark secret that is a threat to the entire continent. It's really pretty. I've wanted this book for so long. Next I have Carval. I'm really excited to read this book, and it's also really pretty. Like this game comes every couple of years where the audience is supposed to participate, and this girl and her sister really want to go. But the game this year involves them. It involves the two sisters. One sister gets kidnapped, and basically the whole game of the year is to find her, and whoever does wins the game. And if no one finds her, she's literally gone forever. So you already know, the Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom duology. I am determined to actually read this book this year, and you know, I'll get to it. We have the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This is Good Girl Bad Blood. A really random pick we have is Anna and the French Kiss. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I've seen this somewhere, and I bought it. Okay. Then obviously we have the first book in the Throne of Glass series. I can't get started on this series if I haven't read which is the next book. I mean, I can, but like, I want to read this series first, you know. A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. But let's talk about this one first. Two men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. In a world without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the vicious king who rules his throne of glass, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she will be released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Selenia Sardothian. I hope I said that correctly. And this one, when 19-year-old huntress Feyre kills a wolf in the woods, a terrifying creature arrives to demand a retribution. Dragged to a treacherous magical land she knows only about from legends, Feyre discovers that her captor is not truly a beast, but one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. The Cruel Prince series, which I think is called the Folk of the Air series. The first book, The Cruel Prince. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her two sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous High Court. Fantasy books love the word treacherous. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there. We're just gonna talk about it. I only have a couple of more books. My air just came on, and my air is the loudest thing in this world. I swear it is. Then to belong there. Many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. First book, Cruel Prince. Second book, The Wicked King. Third book, The Queen of Nothing. Last book in the Summer I Turn Pretty series. We'll always have summer. It's like I read one book each summer. Like I read the first one 2022, the second one last year, and I read the third one this year. Now, this book. I'm making it a goal to actually read this book this year. This has been here for a long time. I think it might be its second or third year here. One of Us is Live by Karen M. McManus. If you're an avid watcher, you already know what this book is about because I have explained it so many times that I already know what the book's about. But it's like a murder mystery breakfast club. And then the last book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I think these Barnes & Noble editions are so pretty. That is it for this video, people. That's not it for this video. I actually have 2 more books that they were over there. Atomic Habits by James Clear. It has like a little sticker stuck on there, like, oh, don't you just love that? This is kind of like a self-help book, motivation, get my life together type book. And then I also have this book called Make Your Bed by Admiral William H. McRaven, the U.S. Navy retired. My mom bought me this book. I really can't wait to read this one. I feel like it'll change my life. So now that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you were thoroughly entertained. That was a lot of books, actually. I don't even know how many that was. I'll only count 1, 2, 24. I was like 1 wrong. Like I said 25 in the beginning. It was 24. You should totally subscribe. You should maybe like, maybe comment, maybe share. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking around. I love you. If you did, and if you stayed to the end and you heard me say I love you, comment down below and say it back. Anyway, thank you. Smooches. Have a nice day. Goodbye. And if I never see you again, have a nice life.